It's 1941. The world is at war and America is on the brink of something that could change everything. Men are enlisting by the millions, leaving behind their families, jobs, and the only life they have ever known. The factories are silent, their workers gone. The war machine cannot stop. The nation needs workers and they need them now. Who will step in? Before the war, women were largely confined to their home or to low-wage jobs, often considered incapable of performing the hard industrial work needed to fuel a global conflict. The societal belief was clear: women had a place, and it wasn't in the factory. It was in the kitchens, at home, raising children, supporting their husbands. Society had drawn firm lines, believing that physical labor and mechanics were the domain of men. For generations, women were told they couldn't. They were told they shouldn't. Their place was outside of industry, outside of progress. Yet they had a fire within them, one that the world hadn't seen yet. As the war in Europe intensifies and Japan brings the fight to the Pacific, the United States is thrust into conflict. The factories that once produced civilian goods must now churn out weapons, aircraft, and equipment. A problem arose. The men were gone and the factories were at standstill. For every tank, plane, or gun the country needed, there was a shortage of workers to build them. The government needed a solution, and fast. How could they convince women who had been kept out of these industries for generations to step forward? In the summer of 1942, the US government launches a massive campaign. Propaganda posters and advertisements flood the media, urging women to step in the workforce. It's not just about filling the jobs left behind. It's about something deeper. It's about saving the country. The message was very simple but powerful. Your country needs you. At first, the response was mixed. Some women were skeptical. The idea of leaving home, of working in a factory, of risking their safety and dignity in a male-dominated world seemed unimaginable. There were worries about the judgment of others. Women faced the stigma of being unfeminine. They faced doubts about their abilities. Could they really do it? Then, in 1943, the moment arrived that would forever change the narrative. An artist named J. Howard Miller, working for Westinghouse Electric Corporation, was tasked with creating a motivational poster. He needed an image that would encourage women to roll up their sleeves and step into the factory work. The result was Rosie the Riveter. Rosie wasn't just an idealized woman working in a factory. She embodied everything the country needed, a powerful symbol of strength, courage, and resilience. Rosie, with her bandana and flexed arm, wasn't just a woman working. She was a rallying cry. It wasn't just about factory jobs. It was about a nation coming together, showing that anyone could rise above the doubts and limitations placed on them. The poster was distributed everywhere: walls, magazines, war bond, drives, and military office. Rosie became the face of the war effort. The slogan, "We can do it," a message for anyone who needed a reminder that they had the power to act. As Rosie's image spread, something extraordinary happened. Women didn't just step into the factories, they transformed them. They became welders, mechanics, engineers, and aircraft workers. They were doing jobs they had once been told they couldn't do, pushing past barriers society had built. Each rivet they hammered in, each machine they operated was a statement: we are capable, we are strong, we can do it. The challenges were real. The machinery was complex, the work hours long, and the work itself physically demanding. Women had to prove themselves not just to their employers, but to a society that had long believed that they weren't up to the task. There were moments of doubt. Was this temporary? Would they be accepted? Would they be sent back home once the war ended? Each day they showed up. With every machine they fixed, every aircraft they built, they proved the world wrong. The war eventually ended and the men returned home. The factories slowed down. The government called for women to return to their homes to set aside so men could take their jobs back. The women who had worked in those factories were different now. They had tasted power. They had seen what they were capable of. The world too had seen their strength. They weren't going back. While many returned to their previous roles, the seeds had been planted. Rosie's image had become a symbol that lasted long after the war was over. Women everywhere saw that they could do more than the society had ever told them they could. They had fought the war on the home front and they had won. What Rosie taught us wasn't just that women can do anything, it's that everyone can do anything. Whether you're a woman stepping into a leadership role for the first time or a man who's struggling to break free from expectations, there's something here for you. The message of we can do it is timeless. It's the message that you have the power to redefine your limits, to change the narrative, to rise above the obstacles in your path. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need anyone's approval. You just need the courage to believe in yourself, to stand tall and say, I am capable, I will take the chance, I will rise. Every breakthrough in history, whether it's a factory or in the world of ideas, has come from someone who decided that what others believed was impossible was in fact achievable. Look within yourself, recognize that strength. It's there. It always has been. You too can break barriers. You too can rise. You too can do it.